The music icon Whitney Houston once said, "Crack is whack?" It seems funny, but we don't know if crack cocaine does give that whack, and how is it different from normal cocaine? Firstly, we have to know what exactly crack cocaine is. Made from the dried leaves of the South American origin coca plant, cocaine is a stimulant substance that is extremely addictive. Crack cocaine can also be derived from the coca plant, but is usually made when powder cocaine is processed into solid, small white or off-white rock crystals that are then smoked. When weak bases, such as baking soda, are mixed with powdered cocaine, the mixture changes and becomes a solid that is often referred to as rocks. This substance can be smoked rather than snorted because it has a melting point of 90 C, which is much lower than cocaine's 190 C. From where does crack cocaine get its name? It is from the crackling sound the rock makes when it's heated. Yes, crack cocaine can be easily heated so that it can be smoked conveniently. One of the reasons crack cocaine gained popularity in the middle of the 1980s was that it produced euphoric effects more quickly when smoked. People heat the granite through fissures and breathe in the vapor. When crack is smoked, the powder enters the circulation faster than when it is snorted, producing an immediate high. But because of how rapidly this effect wears off and how short-lived it is, people may get into a risky cycle of binge using to stay high. Because of this, the Anti-Drug Abuse Act of 1986 distinguished crack from other varieties of cocaine and imposed severe penalties for both the possession and use of illicit and dangerous narcotics. But people continue to use it. Almost 1 million adults over the age of 12 used crack in 2021. Of them, about 919,000 were 26 years of age or older. But why do you smoke and not snort like regular cocaine? As it happens, the lungs are a very efficient and fast method of entering the bloodstream. People who have asthma, for instance, utilize inhalers to rapidly inject medication into their bodies. In as little as 8 seconds, smoke enters your lungs through the wide surface area and passes through the membrane directly to your brain. Compared to the effects of snorting cocaine, which typically takes roughly 10 minutes to reach the brain, this is considerably faster and more intense. But once inside the brain, there's really no difference between crack and cocaine. Those who use cocaine experience an initial surge of energy, alertness, and heightened sensory awareness. Crack affects the ventral tegmental area of the brain, causing a significant release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter frequently linked to sensations of pleasure and ecstasy. Dopamine binds to receptors in the brain that cause pleasurable feelings when it travels between neurons, which are brain cells. Now, a dopamine transporter would typically reabsorb this dopamine back into the neuron. Crack, however, modifies this mechanism. It binds to the transporter and prevents reabsorption, which permits dopamine to accumulate and keep activating the receptors. You consequently feel, well, really terrific for about 10 minutes. However, a short while later, the brain's dopamine levels collapse, resulting in a sharply negative mood that frequently feels like depression. This is why a lot of users usually smoke extra in an effort to get high once more. Sadly, it can take a while for these dopamine levels to gradually rise again, which can lead to increased irritation, restlessness, and paranoia, in addition to physical and psychological reliance or addiction. So what is wrong here? Extreme crack use may occasionally result in delusional parasitosis, a condition that causes the sensation of insects or bugs crawling beneath the skin. This frequently results in self-destructive behavior such as biting or scratching as a means of getting rid of the imagined bugs. In the worst situations, a crack's effect on the heart can result in fatal heart attacks, strokes, or even heart stopping completely. In other words, crack can get really wacky at the extremes. Does cocaine also have the same effect? For that, we should understand the similarities and differences between crack and cocaine. There are some major differences between crack and cocaine, especially in the ways in which each is used and the adverse health effects each creates if you use it. Chemically, cocaine and crack are the same substance. Cocaine comes in two forms. Cocaine hydrochloride, which is a white powder like powdered sugar and crack, is made by the mixture of hydrochloride and ammonia, or commonly baking soda, with water. Baking soda is used as a base, and then this mixture is heated to remove the base. When heated, the hydrochloride is removed, resulting in a solid rock-like substance form. Although powder cocaine is usually snorted, it can also be injected or dissolved in water for a stronger high that wears off faster than snorting cocaine. Another way to absorb the powder is to apply it on the gums. Crack cocaine is usually smoked. Within seconds of inhaling the crack vapors, one experiences a powerful euphoric rush that lasts for only a few minutes. The high from smoking crack and injecting powder cocaine that has been dissolved in water is similarly strong, fast-acting, and brief. In contrast, because powder cocaine enters the bloodstream through the gums or nasal tissues, it takes longer to take effect when snorted or applied to the gums. The length of the effects of cocaine also depends on how it is used. The strongest effects from smoking and injecting cocaine wear off in the quickest amount of time, between 10 and 20 minutes. Some people then repeat doses in an attempt to maintain the high. The euphoria from snorting powder cocaine usually wears off in 45 to 60 minutes. Small amounts of cocaine in either form can produce euphoria, pleasure, and alertness in the short term. Occasional uses seem harmless, right? But larger doses may intensify these effects and also lead some to experience bizarre, erratic, and even violent behavior. Other short-term effects of use may include constricted blood vessels, dilated pupils, nausea, elevated body temperature, heightened blood pressure, quickened or irregular heartbeat, tremors or muscle cramps, and restlessness. Any kind of continuous cocaine usage can harm the liver, kidneys, and other organs in addition to having a negative impact on the neurological and cardiovascular systems. Individuals and their mode of use may have different longer-term impacts. Snorting cocaine repeatedly damages the nasal cavity, resulting in nosebleeds, chronic runny noses, and loss of smell. Injecting a solution of dissolved powder cocaine in water can increase an individual's risk of getting infectious diseases, such as HIV and hepatitis C. Smoking crack cocaine can also cause lung damage and exacerbate asthma over time. When someone uses cocaine on a regular basis in any form, they may become tolerant to it and require higher or more frequent dosages to have the same effect. They might even start going on drug binges, which can have dangerous physiological and psychological impacts, as well as result in overdosing. Although both crack and powder cocaine have the potential to be addictive, the risk of addiction is increased when either form is used in a way that amplifies the effects, such as by smoking or injecting it. Because powder cocaine is usually snorted rather than dissolved and injected, crack cocaine may therefore be more addictive than powder cocaine. Do you know that cocaine is not even legally used as a general anesthetic? Although cocaine can still be used legally for medical purposes, its significant potential for addiction prevents it from being used as a general anesthetic, and it is now most typically used illegally. The Controlled Substance Act has the drug listed as a Schedule I substance. CSA passed in 1970 established a federal legal framework governing the possession, production, sale, and consumption of specific narcotics. A lower schedule number denotes stricter limits. According to the CSASA, cocaine is a highly restricted substance, which means that it is illegal to produce, sell, dispense, or even possess cocaine without a criminal record. Originally, the C.SA made no distinction between cocaine and crack cocaine, but do you know that in 1986, the CSA imposed a harsher penalty for crimes involving crack? This was in response to a nationwide crack epidemic. Crack invites more years in jail than powdered cocaine. It means 100 grams of powdered cocaine is equivalent to just 1 gram of crack, so you can go to jail even if you just possess 1 gram of crack cocaine. This makes it clear the seriousness of crack abuse. Crack cocaine is more dangerous than powdered cocaine. Cocaine addiction can be very normal today, but if you have anyone or you are addicted to it, there are many options to seek help. You can have an addiction if you are using cocaine in larger amounts or for a longer period than originally intended, or continuously trying and failing to cut down or stop using cocaine, or spending a lot of time trying to get cocaine, use it, or recover from its effects, and above all, experiencing cravings or urges to use cocaine. So how do you think one can come out of an addiction if one does have any? Tell us in the comments. Also, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it entertaining, then don't forget to hit like and also subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell so you never miss any future content from us.